He's incoherent. He's making catastrophic mistakes, blunder after blunder. Joe Biden is not all there. He's not all there. He's gone. I mean, look, this is getting ridiculous, and someone has got to start thinking about the 25th Amendment. He is clearly not up to the job. Now, this embarrassing tour continues in Europe. It looks like he signaled he was sending the troops, the American troops he was talking to, this is the 82nd Airborne in Poland, told them that they're basically going to war in Ukraine. Listen to what he said.
And you're going to see when you're there, and some of you have been there, you're going to see women, young people standing in the middle of front of a damn tank, just saying, I'm not leaving. I'm holding my ground. They're incredible.
I'm concerned for a lot of reasons. Number one, he's talking about Ukraine, and women and men and children have been standing in front of the tanks. That's where it's happening, in Ukraine. All right, we've seen that. Back to Joe Biden, though. Is he telling these troops they're going to see that because they're going in? Is that his plan? That concerns me. It also concerns me, if that's not his plan, that he's making this horrific mistake. Again, where are they going to go and what are they going to see?
And you're going to see when you're there, and some of you have been there, you're going to see women, young people standing in the middle of front of a damn tank, just saying, I'm not leaving. I'm holding my ground. They're incredible.
That is impressive. But what are you talking about? This is dangerous stuff. This is jeopardizing our national security. Big chunk of me fears that this is his plan, committing us to a ground war potentially, maybe to get our attention off of his obvious woes back here in America, our obvious woes. I'm not sure. The mistakes, every time he talks, he makes a big one. Now, the man off to the left there is his Secretary of Defense, a former general by the name of Lloyd Austin. Listen to how he describes him.
The reason why, when the Secretary of State asked me if I'd send another 12,000 troops along to the United States, I said, yeah, from the United States.
All right, the general, again, General Lloyd Austin, is the Secretary of Defense, not the Secretary of State. He can't keep his people straight. By the way, the troops, they sense that something is wrong. You could hear a pin drop. He's talking to the troops, not making much sense. And I mean, they offered him courtesy, but they don't respect him.
Mother's maiden name. So how many of you had to change your names? Let me know, okay? See if I can help. You can smile, man. I'm okay. Where are you from?
I am from
Arkansas. Where in Arkansas? Anyway, thank you. And are you finished eating or just starting?
They're starting and they're doing a little bit closer.
Well, if you're starting to eat, I'm going to sit down and have some meals. Is that all right?
Yeah. We got the pizza. There you go. That one has jalapenos. This one has cheese.
All right, so what do you think there? Everyone's watching him. He's not making much sense. And like an awkward kid in a cafeteria who isn't really in any particular clique, he's not in with the jocks, he's not in with the academics, he doesn't know where to sit. Finally, he sits with them. And then it gets really strange. These are troops. They're supposed to eat first. They don't have any food, but he gets the pizza. He gets the pizza and he digs right in as nobody else has anything to eat. Now, you tell me, I think these troops are, well, they're not impressed. Now, look at the guy on the left. He can't figure this guy out. The guys in the back there, they're aghast, I believe, at the behavior from the so-called commander-in-chief. Am I being too hard on them? On the president here? I actually don't think so. In the military, again, it is protocol for the junior people to eat first. And you see, all the food and drink is in front of Joe. Everybody is waiting for the pizza pies to be delivered to them, eventually. Now, you compare this to how Donald Trump, how he was greeted by the troops overseas. You see the difference? Now, you could say, well, wait a second. Melania's on the stage, and they had music, and it's like a rally. What happens when Donald Trump drops by the mess hall, just like Joe Biden did? Watch. You notice? Everybody on their feet right away. That's impressive. That is, that's affection. That's respect. Joe Biden and the troops, I'm sorry, this is just lame. This is just sad. This is just, next picture, cold. This is not leadership, not leadership. And also, one thing the military really values, integrity. You don't boast about things you haven't done. That's stolen valor. And Joe Biden did that, even today, not for the first time.
I've been in and out of Iraq and Afghanistan about 40 times, 30 sometimes.
All right, number one, we've spoken about this before. When one of these politicians boasts about how many times they've been to Iraq, that bothers me because I've been there like 2 or 3 times, but for long stays. Most soldiers, when they go to Iraq, were there for a year, 6 months. They count it as one deployment. He counts his 6-hour trips, his 12-hour trips as, you know, an entire tour. So he said 38, 40 times. What's the real answer? 21 times, all right? 21 times. And if you added it all up, I mean, really, it would not equal 21 days. It would be far less. Some of those trips were for a matter of hours. So when we have this weakling as our president, this man with obviously no integrity, it emboldens our enemies. It's already emboldened Vladimir Putin, and it emboldens Kim Jong-un. Now, a new video out that I cannot imagine premiering if Kim Jong-un had to deal with President Trump. This is a propaganda video produced by North Korea. It's kind of funny. I mean, they're trying to be all ominous and tough. It's funny and weird. And again, it wouldn't be happening under President Trump. Take a look. Wow, are you intimidated? It's kind of like that movie, The Interview. There's more. Okay, actually, the North Koreans just may have a secret weapon after all. They're all going to make us die from laughter. I mean, all right, now they launched the big missile with a great deal of anticipation. Oh, boy. All right, wait a second. Let's launch this thing, right? What's next? Enough with the watch. Go. Hey, did you notice that? Just like the communists, it took 17 guys to say blast off, all right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Everybody had to get in on it. Look, this is nonsense, obviously, and it would not be happening clearly under President Trump. Do you remember? This is the guy who brought him to the table. Donald Trump and that meeting, the fake news, the swamp said this was the worst thing that ever happened. No, it was keeping us safe. So, you saw all the crazy mistakes Joe Biden just made in Poland. Watch how the fake news totally covers up and totally spins for him. It's pretty wild, even for them. We'll be right back.
Federal agencies urge every family to have an emergency radio. During any disaster, electrical power may get cut. The emergency radio